interested in hearing you talk, John, a little bit about how the Office of Public Engagement can help us to help you tell the story of the federal government's proactive work on LGBT issues with their employees, as a way to kind of create that narrative and drive that narrative in state.
I'm so glad you asked that question, and the advances that we've gotten done in the LGBT front, I think, are the best example to tell it. My number one message to each and every one of you is I think most citizens in this country underestimate drastically the influence they can actually have on the policy process here in Washington. It sometimes seems like we just have these big binary fights that nobody has any influence on, should we fund government or not. You all know that's not what's really happening. When we have these government shutdown fights, there's 10,000 different programs that are at stake, 10,000 different decisions to make. And the president's drawing lines on all 10,000 of those. But what I have seen from my vantage point is the strength of the coalition behind each and every one of those lines matches the final outcome. Everyone remember when the Republicans were going to get rid of AmeriCorps last spring? Mm-hmm. Did they get away with it? No. They did not cut one penny from AmeriCorps. Why? Because the service community, if you haven't been to saveservice.org, check it out as an example of one of the best coalitions that came together this spring to say, no, you're not getting rid of the volunteers for Habitat for Humanity here in Orlando. No, you're not getting rid of Teach for America in Miami. And we won that fight. Now, on the LGBT front, the myriad advances that we've been able to make, for instance, on the administrative side, and then, of course, knocking down Don't Ask, Don't Tell, was because the LGBT community is so organized. They know how to go after the right members of Congress. They know how to apply pressure. They know how to build a coalition of people, of a very broad coalition. And that is why they won, because of the combination of a president with them, but being organized. So that's the real story that I think you're all more than just average citizens. You're community leaders, organization leaders. Help us tell that story, which I think energizes people. And if they feel part of the victory, then they're more likely to go out and explain exactly to people what we want. Yes?
Yes.